Hey everybody, just updating you on the Batmobile build. It's been a couple of months and I've basically completed all the components of the Batmobile, and now it's time to put everything together. So I wanted to give you a good visual summary of what's been going on. So in front of us is the essential cockpit components, and so directly in front, of course, is the anterior console, and I'll focus in on that for you. And this is pretty cool. So I was able to add a couple of custom pieces here, including the datascope and the chaser lights, as well as the direction indicator lights. And you can appreciate how those chaser lights are flashing in two neat patterns, and the datascope oscillates really nicely. The light under the direction indicator is just a sort of a warm white light, and when the lights are turned off you can get a nice appreciation of those little tiny bulbs. I also customized a few other items within the anterior console, including the doorknobs, and laid some extra chroming to the side panels. Alright, so let's check out the center console with the bat phone. And this is also a slightly customized piece, as well as a customized shifter, and as well as the red cord, the phone cord, was modified as well, and it's flexible. I can rotate the earpiece in any direction. I just cord out the bat phone and place the light underneath it, so it worked out really well. Added some carpeting, so when it's all together it'll look pretty realistic. Let's head on over to the one of my favorite pieces here, which is the beacon and the roll bar. And this came out very nicely. I was very pleased with this. And the emergency lights are blinking well, and the beacon light as well. So overall, it's pretty cool, and I can rotate this around a little bit for you and give you a different perspective. Let me just pan out for just one moment. And let me focus back down on that roll bar. Again, this was the most difficult part for me, but it worked out really well. I was really pleased with the final result and the finish. It looks very realistic. That beacon is a custom beacon, fabrication of Kevin White. And let's look at the back of the console here. You can appreciate the wiring, a little bit complicated, but it worked out well. I have a modified sort of turbine casing that's covering that warm white light under the direction indicator lights. But you can sort of appreciate how that was all put together. And let's head again over to the bat phone, and that's the back of the bat phone. Looks pretty cool with the carpeting, etc. Okay, let me pan back out again. Okay, give it one more turn. I'll try to focus in on the door there. I was able to use an old piece from I think it was a '59 Chevy, and it was the tip of an antenna, and it worked really nicely to look like the doorknob in the actual Batmobile. I also tried to add a little switch on the datascope. I don't know if you can see it clearly there, a little metal switch. Again, as accurately as I could on the as from the original Batmobile. And I'll focus in on the bat phone again for you. It looks pretty cool. And back to the beacon. And inside is that CO2 nozzle, sort of modified as well. Again, looks pretty good. And so for this portion of the Batmobile is all complete. And what I'll do next is I'll show you some of the custom pieces I created. But before I go with this little section, I'm going to turn the lights off and show you how things look sort of in the dark. And that's really it. So I'll come in here and you can see those wonderful chaser lights. And you can appreciate the oscillating scope there. Looks pretty neat. And of course the direction indicator. Worked out pretty well. Let me come back out here. And head back into the roll bar beacon. Looks pretty good. And again over to the bat phone. Alright. Well, that's it. That's the electronic components, lights, and parts for the cockpit. So again, next part of this little video, I'll show you all the customizing, or most of the customizing I did on the Batmobile pieces. Thanks.